Hi, folks, and welcome. My name is Rodney Arand, and I'm an instructional technologist with the IDEA team. And this is a very brief overview of a quick tech orientation as to what to expect when you are inside one of our courses. So, with that being said, what I'd like to do is go over the expectations for today. The topics covered will be including accessing Blackboard, finding your course and favoring it, the typical course structure, which may change from course to course, but we say typical, an overview of the concourse syllabus, Zoom meeting links, assignments, exams, getting help, and the IDEA knowledge base. So with that being said, let's jump right in. So in this case, what we are going to be doing is we're going to be looking at a presentation on a screen share here. And so I want to share with you the first thing and the first web page that you're probably very intimately familiar with, and that is ssw.umaryland.edu. This should be your go-to for a lot of things because you have over here a ability to search for things. So you can search for Blackboard. You can also search for the IDEA team. You can search for a number of different options that's available for you, including tech support and so forth and so on. For me, one of the things that I like the most is bookmarking. And so I'll give you this website right now. It is blackboard.umaryland.edu, and that's going to be the quickest that I've found way for you to access and get into a course. So without further ado, let's go to blackboard.umaryland.edu and log in with your UMID. So I'm going to log in as me in this particular case right now. Click on the login, and you will, if you haven't already done so, you may have to authenticate with Duo as well. All right, so the first thing that you'll find when you log in is that you'll land on this institution page right here. And you will spend most of your time in courses here. However, please pay attention to the fact that you will, and there are other things that you'll experience. The activity stream is going to give you a list of all of the activities that are happening in all of your classes, as well as the calendar is a nice little roll-up tool for you as well. We're going to head to courses right now. And with courses, there's a couple of tools that are available to you. So you'll see in my instance, I've got a lot of courses. It's because I'm an instructional technologist. You shouldn't have as many of these courses that are available to you. But there are some keys or tools, I should say, to help you kind of rein this in and make it a little bit more organized. Over on the left-hand side, you have the ability to view all of your courses as a list, or you can view them as little tiles here. You have the ability to search by semester. So if you wanted to go to past semesters, you can do that. You also have the ability to search by your instructor's name. So, and that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to find the course. We're going to look at the fall 2023 course here with one of our instructors. One thing that you may notice is that certain classes, or certain courses, I should say, have a padlock on them. And you might start thinking that you've done something wrong, or you can't access it, or there's something that you've done. It is nothing to do with you at all. Many of these instructors are working on your course pretty much up until the day or the day before classes start. So they might lock the class so that they can put on that fresh coat of paint for you and do whatever it is needed in order to make sure that the course is exactly ready for you. So if you do see a padlock, just bear in mind that that instructor will or may not open that course until perhaps the day before classes. So again, we're going to search for our instructor. We're going to locate our course. And if we wanted to, we can actually favorite this course by clicking this star icon. And what that does is it moves it into a favorite section. one of the best practices that I do is every semester, the courses that I'm working on, I favorite them for that semester, and then I remove that favorite and favorite the next set. So let's go in and take a look at this particular course. As we go into the course, you will start to see something that will have the same look and feel no matter which course you take and no matter which instructor you take. So that's one of the things that's pretty consistent here that's nice. So let's talk about the consistencies. And bear in mind, you might see some things that you wouldn't necessarily see as an instructor. I am in the instructor view of this. I could go ahead and access the student preview, and you can kind of see that that's more going to mimic what a student would see. I am choosing to show you the instructor view today only from the standpoint, because the class is still, or this particular course is still being worked on, we want to make sure that everything, you have access to. So over on the left-hand side, you will see three things that are critically important for you and that they'll be in every course. One is core components, and then you'll see things like course welcome, concourse syllabus, and so forth and so on. You'll see communication, and then you'll see resources. So every course with the School of Social Work all has this look and feel. Now, some instructors may not use the same structure, so they may not have or offer up a course welcome, particularly if they're going and they're teaching this synchronously live in a classroom. So they may not have a course welcome for you, but every course will have a concourse syllabus. We'll get into that. And again, most of these courses, you'll see course modules with weekly readings, assignments, exams, and so forth and so on. The keys for you to pay attention to: you want to look out for one called concourse syllabus. You want to look out if you're working in a course that requires discussion boards. There might be a discussion board link here. And if you are doing synchronous online, then there'll be a link for Zoom meetings, and I can go over all of those with you. Let's jump to the course welcome, which brings us here. And in this case, we have a situation where we have a video from our instructor, a course description, and a little component or a little definition of what all of the different components are for this particular course. So this is where you would start. You'd start with the course welcome, and then the most important thing that you'd want to do is you'd want to take a look at the concourse syllabus. Clicking the concourse syllabus is actually going to launch this syllabus in a brand new tab for you. And if you ever get confused, you'll see content back here shows up, so you can just go back and between the concourse syllabus and back between the two so that you don't ever get confused. So here's the part that is really fantastic. The concourse syllabus opens now up in its own tab, and you have everything that you ever needed. All of your frequently asked questions about this course is going to be here in this concourse syllabus. So we're just going to go through these. And I want to point out that over on the right-hand side, you have like different categories here that you can go through. So if you needed to go specifically to a category, you could click on schedule, and it will take you there. So we're just going to start from the top. So it's going to tell you a little bit about who the course is, who your instructor is, meeting times, where you're going to meeting, what room you're going to be in, and then what type of course this is, what hybrid means, and then what you have here is we've got a Zoom link automatically in here, so you don't even have to worry about looking for it via emails every week or anything along those lines. Now, down here, you have your contact information for your instructor. So you've got the email address and office instructions and what the instructor is looking for in terms of ways in which you communicate. In this particular case, the instructor is asking that you use the Ask the Professor discussion board. Here are your office hours, a description of the course, the objectives, the knowledge, the skills, the values, what outcomes that you'll be measured by, any materials that you might need in this course. And here's what I absolutely love. Here is a list of every assignment that is required of you. So here are the assignments, the detailed instructions, and how you're going to be evaluated based on those assignments. So, the advocacy assignment is 30%. When it's due, it is truly everything that you need. Keep going down and you've got your course policy. So if ever there was a question like, am I allowed to XYZ? You've got that here in the course policies. Keep going further, you've got school-wide information, and now you know what a grade or a grade point is, and the technical requirements, a lot of links here for you as well. And then finally, the University of Maryland at Baltimore institutional policies, so campus alerts and so forth and so on. Right at the very end, you have a schedule. So it tells you, in this particular case, it'll be in person, what you're going to be covering, and so forth and so on. Let's take a look at one other feature here. The syllabus right now can be printed or downloaded, so you can actually have a copy of this available to you. However, bear in mind, again, the syllabus is just a link or a click away, and all you have to do is just click Concourse Syllabus, and it takes you exactly to where that syllabus is. So we're going to close that tab, and we're going to move down to course modules. Now, admittedly, not every instructor will use course modules, as we've previously talked about, but let's take a look at this particular course and how the course modules are structured or set up, so to speak. So when you click on course modules, this particular instructor has broken down the course modules into weekly digestible chunks. And when you click on a week, you'll be able to see what the learning objectives are, the overview, a weekly welcome. You'll learn a little bit more. You might have the lecture here. You'll have your readings, tips, techniques. Here's your video lecture, and so forth and so on. Now, you'll see a lot of text in here because, again, I'm on the faculty side of things. But here we have a syllabus and course overview, a lot of what I've already done, and so forth and so on. So you've got all of this. Remember, in this particular course, the professor was looking for you to use the Ask the Professor. Here it is. And some professors, some instructors welcome feedback. So here is a survey that you can give. Again, not every course is going to be the same. However, the structure, the left-hand side structure is going to be the same. It might be used a little differently, but the structure is going to be the same here. Last thing I want to share with you here is assignments, exams, and quizzes. So the syllabus has told you about the assignments, and now under the assignments section, you have a list of what each of those assignments are. And if you were to click on the assignment, what would happen is the assignment instructions and everything else that you need in terms of that. And here is a link to what that assignment says. So there are your assignments. And if you have a course that has quizzes, maybe a midterm or something like that, you might have exams and quizzes, and they would be here for you as well. Now, with that being covered, let's go down to communication. With discussion boards, we have the Ask the Professor, the Ask the Professor discussion board. And so here, you could go into the professor and you've got options like the general course questions, the advocacy assignment, organizational assignment, and the team project. So you've got a lot of information that's available to you here. And then when you go into general course questions, you can ask any questions just by clicking reply right here. You also have the ability to email your instructor, and there's a whole bunch of other things, including groups as well. Now, I mentioned earlier that Zoom meetings has its own link. You, in this particular case, have that link in the concourse syllabus. Some instructors use a Zoom link, and what would happen is all of the Zoom meetings would appear here. So if you see a Zoom meetings link and you're wondering, should you click on that? If the link is in the syllabus, Chances are you probably don't need the Zoom meetings. Then maybe the instructor has hidden it. In this case, it's a hybrid course. Some instructors will use Zoom meetings, and again, you will see a list of all of those there. All right, now my favorite. So we've gotten to the end of Blackboard here, and we now need to know where to get help. So the first and foremost aspect of all of this is I want to let you know that the idea team is here to help you. Now, we can't help with tech support. So what I mean by that is duo questions or login questions or anything along those lines. That's SITs, but we can help with any Blackboard questions. Let's take a look. Right here, you've got a link to help, and it's in every course, so you don't have to worry about wondering how to get in contact with us. When you click on help, you have the contact information for SITs. If Blackboard is down, won't load, or you can't log in. But if you have a course problem or a quiz problem, here is our contact information. So it's right here. You don't even need to save it. You can also use this form to reach us. And we have a performance measuring indicator, like I think they call that a KPI or something along those lines, a key performance indicator. We try to respond to all inquiries within 1 hour. That is our goal, to try and do that. Now, there are times where we can't. So our typical hours are 8 until 4. The other thing that is, we don't work nights, we don't work weekends. However, we have you covered. So below, right here, where you see help, we have a comprehensive knowledge base. So think about just asking me questions, and let's assume it's 11:30 at night and you can't ask me a question because the idea team, we're sleeping. So take a look at the idea knowledge base. This is fantastic. Here you have all of your different options available to you. Students will go to tools and technologies. You can kind of see individual pages. Here's that page on concourse syllabus, for example. Everything that you need to know. But here is my absolute favorite right here, this little magnifying glass. This is a search, and you can search for anything. So you can search for VoiceThread, for example. Maybe an instructor told you that we'll be using VoiceThread and you don't know what it is. Here it is. Or you're having a question about an assignment. So you type in assignment and you've got different assignments, and information along those lines. Something that is also equally important is who we are. So I started off our meeting today by telling you that my name is Rodney Urand. I'm an instructional technologist with the IDEA team, but there's more than just me. So let's take a look at our IDEA team. We have an entire team and a couple of fun videos as well to watch. So here we've got a little fun video, back here another one. So we tend to do a new one every year, and we've got a little happy holidays, a couple of videos and stuff like that. Down here is the team. So you have Dr. Clark Shah Nelson. He is our fearless leader. You have a instructional designer, Ashley. You have a senior instructional technology specialist, Colin. You've got myself, you've got Kathy, and we have Alexis as well. Now, Kathy and Alexis are not twins. We just haven't updated the photo. And then a whole bunch of other videos. You can kind of see the fun and frivolity and all the rest of it that we have. We are a fun team. We are here to help. We're here to do whatever it takes to make sure that you have a successful experience here. So again, where I want to start is where I want to end is where I started. The things that we covered in this quick video. So we covered getting into Blackboard. We covered searching by a instructor's last name. We covered the ability to look for upcoming courses, future courses. We covered the ability to star and favorite a course. Once we got into a course, we were able to take a look at some things. So let me go in to that same course that I was talking about. We were able to explore what the course welcome was and if there is one in your course. May not be in everyone. We covered the concourse syllabus. When you click on it, opens a new tab and you've got your syllabus there. We covered the course modules, which is in this case a week by week situation. We covered assignments, exams, and quizzes. We covered discussion boards. You might have announcements. Your instructor might use the announcements to give you week to week updates as well. And then resources, we have our help, so you never have to worry about who we are or how to get in contact with us. And finally, our idea knowledge base. So that, folks, is everything in a nutshell that you need to know about in terms of the technical aspects of getting into Blackboard, exploring Blackboard, doing what you need to do to complete your courses and everything along those lines, and finally getting the help that you need. Personally, I'd like to thank you so much for your time, and please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions whatsoever. Let me leave you with this: where, how, idea team at ssw.umaryland.edu. Thank you again, and have a truly fantastic semester. Thank you.